That has to be the case now for them. The two from Hong Kong, China, Gugu and Charles in this match. They've got to not just sit there. They've got to go for it, because if they don't, then they're going to be out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, so just to refresh your memory, Arsenal kicking from left to right in their away strip are Hong Kong, China and Iran in the home all-red Liverpool strip, going straight out, all guns blazing, looking for that opening goal. Are 1-0 to the good after one game. A second win here would see them with 6 points at the top of the table after their opening 2 fixtures. It's all Liverpool possession in the opening 5 minutes, and Hong Kong China have just got to hang on in there at the moment.
Ramsey to Lacazette. Arsenal push forward.
So 8 minutes gone here, and Liverpool, Iran back in possession, of course. Co-op now, so they've got to rely on their teammate to get them out of trouble, if indeed they get or find themselves in it. Mesut Ozil finds Aubameyang. Aubameyang finds Mkhitaryan on the right-hand side, plays it back to Mesut Ozil. Support through the middle from Aubameyang, but cleared away by Virgil van Dijk, who's had a really stellar opening period to his Liverpool career, and as has this man here, possibly most people's player of the year last year in the Premier League. And it's broken here to Van Alden, and he's put it over the top. First chance to Iran, and they've started how they ended the extra time period.
Yeah, laps at the back from Koscielny, allowing Van Alden the opportunity, the sight of goal. Czech looking for Aubameyang, who flicks on to Lacazette. Now Xhaka. Ozil nodding down to Aubameyang. And there's space for Mkhitaryan, but the ball had too much on it.
Yeah, a little bit too much fizz off the turf there. Heavily watered before here. Quick change, quick setting change. And these are the periods you think, is this mind games? Is this something they've realised in the opening 20 minutes that's not working, or something they just possibly forgot in the build-up? It'd be hard to think they could forget something, considering they took a good sort of 10 minutes or so to get things underway, but you never know. Thus is how important every single decision that is made can drastically affect the outcome of the game.
Ramsey towards Lacazette. Lallana was there first to the ball. Now Czech on his left side, looking to start an attack again for Arsenal and Hong Kong China.
So a brief lull in play after a lightning start from Liverpool, really, in the opening 5 to 10 minutes or so, and it's been a lot more cagey since. Arsenal have possession here through Lacazette, but again he's given it away straight to Nathaniel Klein, and Hassan and Reza looking to mount that pressure again here for Iran. It's Firmino, and it's cleared away by Petr Cech in the end. And Hong Kong China just trying to stay in this match at the moment. You feel a goal for Iran could really scupper their chances. The whole mood swing in the camp could vanish, evaporate.
Milner joining the Liverpool attack. And they've won a corner. Iran taken relatively short. Here's Mane with space and time, and he goes for goal! What a goal! That's a terrific finish, similar to that first Barcelona match we saw in Group B. Sadio Mane makes it 1-0 to Liverpool and Iran against Hong Kong China.
Oh my word, take a bow again, Sadio Mane. We saw it in the last game in the extra time period, and he's done it again here. He got the ball just inside the penalty area. He looked up, there seemed to be nothing on, and then the audacity to pick out that top right-hand corner away from the outstretched reach of Petr Cech, one of the best goalkeepers in world football. And well, what can you say about this duo from Iran? They are staking a name for themselves and staking a claim to possibly go on and be the first ever winners of PES Esports event here at the Asian Games. Very impressive.
He just kept asking questions of Cech. Obviously just changing around, deciding what he was going to do, and then it was the outside of the boot. A lovely chip over Petr Cech. It's 1-0 with 15 minutes to go of game time in this first half. Firmino. Now Salah. Firmino's still with the Egyptian. He goes for goal himself, and it comes to Liverpool, who score again. And once more, it's that man Mane. Just 4 minutes after the opener, it's now 2-0.
2 for Mane, 2 for Liverpool, 2 for Iran. And you have to say that it was very, very cagey, as we expected in the opening period. And then what happens? There will either be a mistake or there'll be a moment of brilliance. And that's exactly what we saw for the opening goal. And then as soon as that happens, the whole game changes. It opens up, and Hong Kong China have to then come for it in the form of Arsenal. And then they just left the door wide open at the back and tracking the runner. And we've seen that today. The goalkeeper makes a parry, puts it back out into the danger area. And at the end of the day, Mane is not going to miss chances like that. 2 for him, 2 for Liverpool, as we've said, and 2 for Iran, and potentially 2 games won and through to the semi-finals. A thoroughly impressive performance so far from this duo.
Lacazette. Can they score? Hong Kong China before the break. He's still going, the Frenchman, and it was a decent effort at goal.
It was going in by the looks of things, that. Good block in the end.
Mane. He's on for a hat-trick. He's going to have to use all the pace he has as he tries to set up Firmino instead. Now Ozil, Mkhitaryan. Good defending from Van Dijk and good attacking, really. Potentially he could have started the counter. And Aubameyang.
Goalkeeper's come out, he's done really well.
Had sight of goal.
Look, for a moment there, Aubameyang had the foot race there. Just held up. Certainly can't afford to concede a third goal before half-time, can they?
Wijnaldum, now Salah. Lacazette.
Lovely footwork from the Frenchman.
But he's going nowhere, he was still deciding what to do.
It was a real shame more didn't come of that. It was lovely turn, he beat 2 players there and then looked up and had no support whatsoever, and thus has been what we've seen so far in Liverpool, the first time we've seen them so far today, and it's been a thoroughly impressive show from them, and of course Iran and Hassan and Reza in the hot seat. Do you see Iran as a force?
Well, you have to say, yeah. If they can win their group, winning all matches 9 points, then
hardly
they are. Here's Mane on his hat-trick still, Bellerin defending strongly.
Well, I asked you the question before the kick-off. Do Hong Kong China go for it, knowing they need to win over the 2 games? Well, they certainly need to go for it now at 2-0 down, and potentially going to lose 2-0 after this co-op game as well.
Aubameyang to Ozil. Mkhitaryan putting to one side the obvious goals. The stats, if you saw very briefly, the stats screen came up for a few seconds. They were pretty even, to be honest with you, between these 2 teams at the break. Here's Firmino.
It's just been the lack of thrust in the final third for Arsenal for me. Actually on the ball in the midfield, they've been okay. As Mohamed Salah goes in again, he's done it again, it's off the top of the crossbar, back out, and it's that same goal again. The ricochet, the rebound followed up, it's gone down as an own goal for Petr Cech, because potentially it was going wide, Andy, but what a finish again from here. The chip over the top, they've used it so many times, and it's just breathtaking to watch.
I'm just disappointed that Salah's goal didn't go in, because what was it, the crossbar stopped that. It would have been a lovely finish. But yeah, you've got to say, really nice football once again for Iran, for Reza and Hassan.
The only good thing is, when it's followed up with a goal, that chance will still be remembered for years to come, whereas if he had hit the crossbar there and the goal hadn't gone in, you would never talk about it again, and you would never see it again for the next 30 to 40 years, which is always a shame in the world of football, or soccer as it's also known in many parts of the world, as the ball gets played out towards this left-hand side. And Arsenal, well, mountain to climb, Andy.
Yeah, they won't be getting to the top. They might get some way towards the top, but they won't reach the summit.
You'd have to say. It's looking like Hong Kong China will be bowing out of the competition after 2 sets of 3 games. 2 sets of 2 games, because they lost the first set of 3 by 2 goals, or 2 games to nil against Malaysia. They're losing here to Iran as well, and this is going to finish for sure with a victory for Iran. Qualified, of course, through the West Asia region. We have a goal back. I try and tempt these sort of results, you see. Throw out the curse of the commentator. We've got the goal. It is Aubameyang, and Hong Kong China, they have a lifeline.
Yeah, and a much needed one. There is still time to get back into this, but the problem is more chances have been created just about by Liverpool. Yeah, and they've actually finished them crucially as well.
I mean, it's a lovely finish in the end. You'd have to question the defender there. I think it was Virgil van Dijk turned far too easily. I think there was a cheeky little nutmeg in there as well from Aubameyang, and then he is not going to miss those sort of chances into the bottom corner. So Arsenal 1, Liverpool 3, a glimmer of a lifeline. I mean, what a story this would be if they were to get back to 3-3, possibly draw the game, go on and win the resultant third game, and get 3 points on the board. Equally, it looks like the 2 teams are going to change a few things in order to change the outcome of the game. More Arsenal.
Yeah, they instigated the changes.
So it looks like Danny Welbeck will be entering the fray.
Oh, that was a late challenge.
The referee has waved play on here.
How?
I'm not quite sure. Possibly for advantage, because Liverpool maintained possession, but it was hardly in an attacking capacity. But they have forced the corner. What do I know? No, it's gone out as a goal kick.
And still no booking. They should always still return, the referees. That annoys me as well, because you see these bad challenges, and yeah, it's okay, it's right to play advantage, but you should return.
Little goal flash there, sorry to interrupt, as Japan go 2-0 in front against Vietnam. So by the looks of things, they are putting themselves in a firm position to qualify through to the semi-finals as well. And potentially, we may be seeing Iran versus Japan in the next round. You never know, depending on how they finish, first or second, the pair of them.
Salah dancing around with Kolasinac close by.
It looks like a bit of the game management that you mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, you can take the clock from 71 to 74, can't you, with a bit of that every now and again.
Just ebbing away the minutes. And, now both teams looking to change a few things. I would imagine Liverpool are going to go a bit more defensive now, possibly drag a couple of their big names back. Danny Ings is going to come on to be replacing Sadio Mane, the 2-goal hero. He's had a great performance, hasn't he?
The Ox is on as well against his old club.
There you go. The Ox has lost it to Koscielny, and now he feeds Mkhitaryan.
Another spicy challenge.
It's just heating up here, because the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes are all crucial. Now the referee brings it back for that earlier infringement. No, he's done it for the offside. So Hassan and Reza going through to the semi-finals, you'd have to say.
Xhaka dispossessed. Here's Firmino. Liverpool are on for a fourth potentially. Mustafi clears. Welbeck to Ramsey. Aubameyang is further forward.
Some weak pass in the end. It was a good opportunity, that.
Oxlade-Chamberlain now to Wijnaldum via Firmino. Mkhitaryan using that space well on the right side. Lacazette has Aubameyang in the box. Welbeck is there too.
Didn't make the most of that for me. He had loads of space to run into, pick out a pass, and ended up finding the defender fairly easily with the first-time cross. Of course, it's easy to say in hindsight. Hector Bellerin now has the chance to cross it in, and he does do, but it's good defending in the end from Joel Matip.
So it looks as though we will not be having a best of 3 once again, because it will end up being 1-2 by Iran. They just have 8 minutes to close out victory and progress to the semi-finals. Ings with his first touch, and it wasn't too meaningful. Welbeck for Arsenal, for Hong Kong, China.
Oh, that's a spicy one, and the referee's finally stopped play for that one. I want to see that again.
And a yellow.
First booking of the match for Nathaniel Klein. It's fired forwards. Fired away by Nathaniel Klein, looking for Danny Ings, who's got on the mistake. He's burst away from Koscielny. A massive chance to wrap up all 3 points. It's Danny Ings. Surely he's dwelled on the ball and finally puts it in. It looked like he'd done far too much, but Petr Cech, possibly the fact that the game was already 3-1 and it looked like the game was done, Petr Cech really didn't make a meaningful attempt to make the save. And in the end, it just rolls into the bottom corner, and it's game over here. Liverpool 4, Arsenal 1. Iran sailing through.
Yeah, that was pretty much his second touch since coming on. The former Burnley man, Danny Ings, and yeah, just taking way too many touches. Yeah. But then in the end, on his left side, he was able to put it by Cech.
And I think what happened there again with Petr Cech, because many people at home might be watching going, well, why didn't Petr Cech actually come out at that point when I think he went to manual goalkeeping, and I think he decided to come and then go back to maybe try and phase him into taking a chip shot or something.
Yeah, you can see
the arrow's gone to manual goalkeeping, and again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It hasn't on this occasion. It's given Danny Ings far too much room, really, on a pretty heavy touch, you'd have to say, in and around that penalty spot. But the header down from Mustafi, I think it was a real hospital pass towards Koscielny, and Danny Ings stole a march, nicked possession, and in the end made no mistake after that heavy touch. And a 4-2 now could potentially happen, but it won't change the result. It will be a Liverpool and Iran victory here, and it'll be 2-0 in the best of 3, and it'll be the end. The curtains will be closing for Hong Kong, China, as Mohamed Salah now tries that chip again, and we said that it was such a horrendous, shame that he hit the crossbar in the opening periods with a similar shot, and he's done it again this time, and finally it's nestled into the net, and what a player he is.
That was just terrific. Look at the space there. He had so much time to set up what he wanted, and in the end, actually, he needed to rush it because the defender had come right across towards him. What a lovely touch, though, to complete a rout now. 5-1 for Iran against Hong Kong, China, and that's befitting of a professional performance, a stylish finish, including that stylish goal.
I could watch that all afternoon. I'm sure that'll be repeated all round the globe. People watching at home, watching the Asian Games and the Esports contingent, especially for Pez. I mean, that was something to savour, wasn't it?
And it is all over.